We use apps on our phones all day, every day. But have you ever stopped to think about all the invisible work that goes into making them, well, work? Long before any of the final code is even written, there's this one secret step that can literally make or break the whole thing. It's called the prototype stability check, and today we're going to get right into why it is so important.
Oh, you know the feeling, right? You're all hyped to try out a new app. You download it, you fire it up, and something's just off. It's clunky, maybe it crashes, or it just plain doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It just feels broken. So what's the deal? Why does this happen so often?
Well, it really boils down to this huge gap between what we expect and what we sometimes get. We're looking for that smooth, easy journey, but the reality can be this frustrating mess of buttons that don't work and screens that lead nowhere. And you know what? That frustration usually starts way before the app ever launches, back at the blueprint stage, what we call the prototype.
And getting that blueprint right, the stakes are incredibly high. See, an unstable prototype isn't just a small hiccup. It can seriously become a project's absolute worst enemy.
The real danger here is that these problems have a domino effect. A glitchy prototype doesn't just look bad, it actively poisons the well for the whole development process. It completely skews the feedback you get from user tests because people are commenting on bugs, not the actual design. It messes up the whole flow, it can totally tank a designer's confidence, and honestly, it just makes the whole project look unprofessional to anyone who touches it.
So here's the bottom line. When a user has to stop and tell you, hey, this button doesn't work, you learn absolutely nothing about whether that button was a good design choice in the first place. A broken prototype forces you to test the tech, which completely distracts from the real reason you're there, to test the design.
And this really gets to the heart of it. The source material puts it perfectly. A stable prototype lets people focus on what actually matters, judging the quality of the design, instead of getting stuck on a bunch of technical glitches.
Okay, so how do you avoid this whole nightmare scenario? Well, teams have a secret weapon. It's a process that's basically the ultimate quality control for that digital blueprint. It's called the stability check.
And a stability check is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a methodical, really systematic deep dive into the prototype. We're not talking about a quick click-through here. No, this is a dedicated mission to go through every single screen and interaction to hunt down those hidden bugs before they can do any real damage.
So how does it work? Well, it's super thorough. First, you go through it systematically. I mean, every single screen, every user flow. Then you're reviewing all the pathways, clicking every button, checking every menu, testing every little transition. See something wrong? You document it right away. And the last step, and this is the most important one, you fix it immediately. You get that prototype rock solid before it ever sees the light of day with a real user.
I love this analogy. A stability check is basically the full dress rehearsal before opening night. I mean, you'd never open a Broadway show without running through every scene, every line, every cue, right? It's the exact same idea, just for the digital world.
And when that dress rehearsal goes off perfectly, the impact is huge. The prototype isn't just working anymore, it's ready for prime time. Just look at the difference here. Before the check, you're looking at bad data and making a terrible impression. But after a solid stability check, everything changes. What you get is this massive boost in confidence, not just for the people giving feedback, but for the designers themselves, who can finally stand behind their work 100%. Which brings us right back to where we started. All this careful work, this dress rehearsal, this bug hunting, it's all for one simple, powerful reason: to create that seamless, intuitive experience that we all crave from the apps we love.
So next time you're using an app that just works, it's smooth, it's easy, just take a second to remember the hidden journey it probably went on to get there. It really makes you wonder, right? If this is how much care goes into just the prototype, what kind of incredible effort does it take to keep the finished apps in your pocket running smoothly day in and day out?